Hello again, and this is Marky Mark. I decided to shoot a video of not quite exactly my build that I used on non-ladder days before the ladder season started, but the build is pretty close to what I was using, and I'm not sure if the build is up to par for killing tier 5 heralds, the heralds of terror. But if we fight some weaker tier 5 heralds of terror, perhaps some skeletons or fallens, I think the build will do the trick. I have just killed the Herald of Horror, I guess, the tier 4 Herald, and as fallens, it's not very difficult. My build on non-ladder was able to kill harder monsters, tier 4 and 5. But anyways, let's get to the equipment. Let me start with the mercenary. So these mercenaries, I feel like just die to heralds very easily. Even the one I have. So what I'm using full Sazabi set. Um, it's got some nice physical damage reduction for the set bonus. Caps out his resistances, gives him higher life, life steal. And I'm not sure if this is the correct. And we got an attack speed jewel in the armor, and an F rune in the sword, so he can reduce the target's defense and hit the target more easily. I'm not sure if this is the correct mercenary to use, because on non-ladder, my alternate sword was a plague sword, which when my mercenary gets hit, casts lower resist, which is super helpful, increasing the elemental damage I do. But since this is ladder, all I really got right now is a mania, which is still pretty decent for the burst of speed and fanaticism. I think it might do the trick. And you're probably wondering what the trick is that I've been using to, because the mercenary is just going to die head on with, my Valkyrie, level 7 Valkyrie with my Harmony Bow. So that's basically the trick. Harmony Bow has level 20 revive, so I can summon up to 20 revived creatures. I don't like to use that many because it's expensive to repair the bow, and you can use Ort runes to repair it with a chip gem. But I typically, depending on the monster, the difficulty of the monster, will determine how many revives I summon. My alternate bow, which is actually the bow I use, is Bloodraven's Charge Matriarchal Bow. Level 5 revives. So while I'm using this bow, I can have up to 5 revives. I stuck a skull in it for the life and mana steal, because this build's a bit different than my non-ladder build, which has better rings, but I still have really decent rings. I have an all resistance is 11 with a little bit of life steal, mana after each kill, life, strength, and I found this one. This one was crafted, by the way. This one, all resistance is 10, 67 to mana, which is kind of important. Having one piece of gear with additional mana is always useful. And we're using Razor Tail for the 35 Pierce, which right now our Pierce is sitting at 65%, so we have a 98% chance to Pierce, which will do the trick. We're using Hysteria Dust Shroud for the faster run walk and the 40 increased attack speed and the bonus to evade. So probably you could use something different, but it does help this character attack really fast. I will say that when I'm doing speed runs, not doing heralds, being able to run fast with the Vigor Aura and the Hysteria armor gives you a lot of faster run walk. And let me just demonstrate how fast we can run. when we're doing speed runs, trying to collect loot and sell stuff, or just go back to town really quick, we can run really fast. And our mercenary, who has Frenzy, is also very fast and can cast Burst of Speed. The most important piece of gear is probably, for resistance, is probably the Kira's Guardian with an rune in it. And let's see, we got Horizons Hold Gloves, that's 30% increased attack speed. Crushing Blow, which is helpful. And the fire damage also gets added to our Exploding Arrow. And Horizon's boots, we don't really need the Canopy Frozen, but with these boots we get the Strength Dexterity, additional faster run walk, and it also allows us to get the attack speed on the Demon High Gloves. The bow, Harmony, will add fire and cold damage to Freezing Arrow and Exploding Arrow. The thing is, we didn't actually put any points into Exploding Arrow, because this bow fires weak exploding arrows, but they kind of get the job done. When monsters are clustered close together, you can fire exploding arrows and hit multiple monsters. So for the skill tree, we actually just have one into all the passives, except for Pierce. We have 5 into that, so we have a higher 98% chance of Pierce. And for the bow skills, we maxed Freezing Arrow, Cold Arrow, Fire Arrow for the Exploding Arrow synergy on the Matriarchal Bow, and we max Guided Arrow to add to the damage of Strafe, which I also put 3 points into it just to get to the maximum 10 targets. We are level 88. Our resistances are in the 60s except for poison. And yeah, let's get to the video. I've already killed enough heralds so that the next herald that spawns will be a Herald of Terror. I just left the Dark Wood. Let's just experiment and see if we can get the brutes surrounding the Tree of Benefice to spawn as a Tier 5 Herald. So let me get some revives. You do want to use Strafe rather than Freezing Arrow to kill the monsters, because if your monsters die to being frozen, then you won't be able to revive them. So I use Strafe a lot, also for the Mana Leech. These guys are immune to cold, so I'm probably going to use Exploding Arrow if they get close together. And Strafe. Also, Exploding Arrow will not use mana, which is kind of nice. Let's see if he'll spawn as a Herald. Nope. Think of some rare antlers, though. I do have some Druid stuff going on. So the main area I want to go to spawn the one or more level 5 Heralds. See what this is. 3 to summon Grizzly, 2 to hunger. I think we'll sell that. I want to go in the Burial Grounds and the Crypt and the Mausoleum, because fighting Heralds in there is relatively not super difficult. So we're going to go to the Cold Plains. And with this bow, I can only have 5 revived. I've already killed all the monsters in here. Well, not all of them. Maybe they'll spawn a level 5 Herald here. Oh, I didn't show my amulet. For these Act 1 monsters, the level of my skills seems to get the job done. More antlers. Ort rune, that'll be good for repairing. Alright, let's see if we can find... it might be this way. This could be the burial grounds of the Stony Field. Looks like it might be the Stony Field because yep, there's the Karen stones. Need to pick up some more arrows. Don't run out of arrows in the fight. And I run super fast, which is kind of nice. Let me show my amulet. Right now, it's a 2 to passive, 6 mana steal. So we have a good bit of mana steal. 6 on that. The skull in this equipment, or this bow, has 3 mana steal. I guess I could kill Blood Raven, but... And like I said... Yeah, let's get down there while we still have these revives. And it's not nearly as good as a Necro's revive, but... because we don't have Skeleton Mastery. Actually, let's just skip Blood Raven because we need to spawn the Herald. Let's go in the Mausoleum. Alright, let's see if we can get a spare Herald to spawn and just revive some skeletons. So I'm either going to use Strafe or Exploding Arrow so that the monsters don't shatter because they're frozen. There's some arrows. There's some rare monster. And I'm going to swap bows and revive a few of these. For the tier 5 heralds, I like to have the revives already revived. For the other heralds, I was just waiting until they spawned and trying to accumulate some revives. I kind of did the same thing for the tier 4 herald. Let's see if these guys will give me a herald. Nope. Alright. Well, we got 2 dungeons to get 1 tier 5 herald. Looks like there's an aura on them, maybe? There's the rare ones. I don't like how they're in there, though. That could be a bad fight. And it's okay to kite. Run away a little bit. Hoping I can at least get 1 tier 5 herald within these 2 dungeons. And I'm hoping I don't lose connection or something silly like that. Yeah, the Exploding Arrow on the Blood Raven's charge will not use mana, which is kind of nice. So you're getting free explosions that cluster together really well on enemies that are close together for no mana. And Strafe has a good bit of mana leech, so Freezing Arrow. See if he'll spawn. I don't know where all my revives are. They're stuck down there. Nope. Alright, my revives are slow. We can just throw up some more. And I'm trying to think of good areas. What I did, I skipped the Bloodmoor because of all the little quill rats. Those guys can get kind of nasty. And then I went to the cold plains. Obviously, we don't want everything to be cold immune that we're fighting because of Freezing Arrow. Which right now my Freezing Arrow is level 23 with this bow. And yeah, so we don't like cold immunes, we don't like fire immunes, and physical immunes are kind of bad too for the mercenary. But I did spawn with extra strong. I don't like extra fast because then they attack faster. Lightning Enchanted might be a good option. Oh, the revives went away. Alright, let's get some more. Switch bows. And I don't think the revives really hurt the monsters very much because, they're just revives with no skeleton mastery, but they are just good for distracting the heralds and the minions from attacking the mercenary. Alright, looks like there's not very many chances for a herald left in here. Alright, see what we got in here. There should be a treasure box somewhere. Maybe it's back near the beginning. I'm gonna go down this corridor. I don't think I went down this corridor. There might be an elite. Oh, there's some more skeletons there. And I guess after I clear these two dungeons, where else could I go for a herald? Definitely want to stay away from archers because archers are super nasty. Lots of damage. The quill rats, same thing. There's some minions. Arctic mitts. I mean, okay. Looks like that's about it in here. Yep, that's it in here. Alright, let's get some more revives. We'll use this bow. 7 revives. On this bow we can get up to, what, 20? Maybe I'll use this bow for a little bit. I do have guided arrow as my secondary attack instead of exploding arrow, or basic attack with exploding arrow. Because guided arrow doesn't use a lot of mana. Oh. Nope, no herald. Hopefully we got one herald in here. Wait for those last couple of revives to die. There we go. We'll switch back to the... And I guess if I do get a herald to spawn in here, I could go somewhere else afterwards and maybe split the video into multiple videos possibly. Don't want the video to run too long. Just want to fight one tier 5 herald. If it's one of these skeletons, it's not going to be super difficult, which is what I'm shooting for. Come in here last. Got 26 charges left on this bow. There's enough elites in these 2 little dungeons. I should get one herald spawn, hopefully. Not in here. Nope, nothing in there. Oh, those are my hungry deads. And freezing arrow is mainly, just a good attack for freezing monsters. So, if we fight some heralds with minions that are not immune to cold, we can freeze them, which is pretty good. Which is actually the other amulet I need to get. I need to get an Eye of the Eldritch amulet so that I can freeze monsters longer. There we go. I wonder if these will spawn what we need. Nope, no herald. We do need some more revives. Mirror revives we got on this bow? 11. Yeah, I like to use the Harmony bow for the additional charges. I also like to use it for the faster run walk. Actually, I kind of want that. I make it into a smoke armor for the druid. There's some minions. They got Holy Freeze. I don't like how they're in there, though. Nope, no Herald. Mirrored Boots. Amulet, I'll take that. This is a level 90 Terror Zone. You can get skill amulets. Could technically get a 2 to Amazon with Mana Steel. And there are places in Act 2 and Act 3 we can go for Heralds. Arcane's not terrible. Immune to physical and lightning. Nope, no Herald. Might not get one. Might have to go somewhere else. There's a good number of elites in this place, though. Can't be that hard. He's a slow skeleton. And we can freeze him too, unless he's immune to cold. Here's another one. Nope. Alright, well, we're running out of places to explore. Wonder if super uniques can spawn heralds, like Blood Raven outside. There's a co-room. I don't think I want the Arctic Mitts, actually. But let's just check the amulet. And yeah, I am wasting my revive time. Alright, let's go over here. Well, looks like we're gonna have to go somewhere else. Where should I go? Yep, nothing here. Thought for sure we get one Herald spawn in these two dungeons. Alright, let's go somewhere else. Yeah, I don't think Blood Raven can spawn a Herald. Alright, let's go in the sewers. Although there are archers in the sewers. Arcane. Then there'll be a bunch of... Actually, the Ghoul Lords don't do melee attacks, and they just shoot fireballs. Those ghosts can get kind of nasty. Yeah, let's go in the Arcane. Reviving Ghosts is really good. They can just fly over the level. Let me see how many revive charges I have. 20 and 8. Yeah, let's go with it. Oh, Act 2 is not terrorized. Let's terrorize Act 2 real quick. And we might as well repair our revive charges while we're at it. I wonder if the killing ghosts is a good idea. See how much is to repair. Oh, we're going to have to borrow some gold. Alright, I think it's time to take a loan out of the stash. Oh, can't switch weapon. It's not switching. Oh, we might have to go in a portal to switch. Little glitch, I guess. Unless I'm lagging? I don't get it. It's not switching weapons. Alright, well. That usually goes away once I go in a portal. And my right controller stick doesn't work. Alright, so let's be repaired. Just buy some extra arrows. Alright, once I go through here, it should work. Alright, let's try swapping weapons now. There we go. Now it's working. Alright, there we go. There's not a lot of elites in here is a problem, so spawning a Herald in here is kind of a pain. But we're already to tier 5. Yeah, maybe this is a bad idea. There's not a lot of elites in here. It's going to be hard to get a Herald spawn in here. There's not a lot of elites in here. Yeah, I think I will go in the sewers, even though there's archers. Or I go in the Halls of the Dead. Yeah, let's go in the Halls of the Dead. It's a decent area to go. Oh, no it's not. Not with those guys. I don't think they're as bad as archers, though. Alright. Oh, it didn't... Oh. I actually forgot to terrorize the zone, but it looks like it gave it to me as the next terror zone. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I wouldn't have realized that unless I saw the terror zone switch. Alright, well, let's just go with it. We have 30 minutes. Should be able to get Herald spawning here, right? My revives need to keep up with me, though. Yeah, Spear Cats are not going to be good against Heralds because they're ranged. Oh, shoot. Returns, that's what we want. Got just enough life I can take a couple hits. Oh, more skeletons. Yeah, I don't like going through here, but we're already doing it, so whatever. I mean, my first plan failed. I wanted to get the easy Heralds. Let's go in here until we die, I guess. You know, let's just go in here until we die. Alright, well, yeah, let's just, Portal Shrine. Spear Cats. Guess I could use slow missiles. You know, There we go. See if he'll spawn as a Herald. Nope, but he gave me a Towering. Well, up until this point, if a Herald don't spawn, no one knows I'm already at the Herald of Terror, which kind of sucks. I guess I gotta keep going. Oh, this is gonna be a bad fight if the Herald spawns here. I'll have to kite. That's what I'll have to do. I'll have to kite. I need some Rejuvies. Don't have any Rejuvies. Arrows? Pick up the arrows. Give me some bats. Yeah, at this point, the Valkyrie's kind of useless. This is a bad location for a Herald to spawn, but oh well, whatever. He's not shooting me, so. And I was fighting the Valkyrie. We can go back in that other room and get him to follow us. Yeah, my bats are getting them. I mean, does it matter how many shots it takes to kill a monster with an attack rate like this? I guess not. This is where those Horizon boots come in handy with the magic resistance. Picked up the wrong potion. I mean, yeah. Well, I think that's it for this floor, except down here. Let's see what we got down here. At least those skeletons are immune to poison instead of fire. Yeah, that's kind of helpful. I remember this being a decent area to come in, besides those guys throwing things at me. This is a bad spot to stand. Oh, I thought they were throwing the crap at me. Wasn't even an elite down in this corner. Alright, do we want to go up to level 3, or do we want to go... Let me take this bat. Sword swap bows. Let's take... No, I don't want a spear cat. I want a bat. That guy will work too, I guess. Alright, let's go up to level 1. Yeah, the spear cats are the biggest problem on in this area for me right now. Superior antlers. Alright, we need some exploding arrows. See, cleared those guys out nice and easy with the fact they're so close together. Well, with the revives, I also get hit less, so which is good. Alright, two, throg. That's a spear cat. I want some melee guys. There we go. We need a fire ankle. No. Ethereal hat, druid hat. Alright, let's go over here. Oh, he turned around. He's fighting me. Not the video I wanted, but I guess we'll just wait till a Herald spawns. I don't want to go in that direction. I'll go over this way. Yeah. Well, I haven't been keeping an eye on my mercenary, but he seems to be doing alright. Alright, let's just actually freeze this guy. Oh, he died. I should have used a forward Giuliani instead of a healing potion. Champion Decades. Ghostly Decade. Alright, at some point we're gonna have to go back and revive the mercenary. There's the entrance. My revives aren't even following me now, they're so slow. Well, at least I can run there. Should probably buy some arrows too, maybe. Like I said, this is not the fastest way to kill heralds, but it's still pretty fun. Still need to find a herald. Wrong portal. Hopefully, but before I run out of revive charges, we'll find one. That'd be kind of nice. There we go. Alright, more revives. Oh, they're going in there. I don't like that. Get over here, get over here, get over here. Alright, they're gonna follow me, hopefully. Let's set up a decoy. Alright, are they immune to cold? Yeah, they're immune to cold. He can teleport. Oh, I'm almost dead. Alright, there we go. The zombies are getting them. Alright, we want the merc to fight that guy. They're throwing all kinds of things out there. Now we got guys over there. Alright, we want to go over here. Alright, let's throw up a portal. Alright, now more revives will come through. Alright. Let's pick these off. Alright, my merc's fighting. Let's get the merc back here. Merc went up there again. Alright, there we go. Killed one. Let's revive that one. There he is. Alright, we're just gonna single fight him one on head to head. Try and blow up all these minions real quick. He's teleporting. As soon as he throws one thing at me, I'm dead. I feel like one... Oh, I'm gonna lag. Fuck. Not good. Oh, no, I wasn't getting lag. It was just the corner there. Alright, well, he's throwing at the spear cats, so that's good. Maybe I'll just sit there and throw at the spear cats. Okay, so we're just gonna play the AI, or the monster AI again, or monster AI, or... Oh, he teleported. There goes my merc. Get back here. Alright, he's almost dead. Wish I could freeze him. Wonder if this will do more damage. Yeah, it looks like it's going faster. Still minions right there. They must have healed up. Good, I'm just blocking my merc from getting in the door. Let's take the minions. Blow up these spear cat minions. Alright, hopefully we don't get close enough to... get away from him so he doesn't target me. There, he's dead. Damn. Did not get a Sunder Charm. Alright, might as well clear this dungeon while we're at it. I don't know who's throwing what. Well, I think oh, there's another guy. Yeah, let's just get another one to spawn right here. We're gonna need some arrows, though. And some potions. This is not good. We need some more revives. No Herald spawn from that guy. Alright. Let's cash in the most recent revives. Yeah, so that's all this is. With this build, this budget, no torch, no Anni. Walk around, kill heralds, hide behind revives. The revives don't really die very easily. Takes lots of shots. It's a budget build, kills tier 5 heralds. Not died in this video. We'll keep going, see if we can clear this dungeon and get another spawn. I would like to add some more forward juvies to my belt, but I'm wasting time on my revives. Alright, this room's finished. I'll just skip that. So we got this room over here, and then we gotta go back up to floor 3, then maybe I'll stop. Yeah, we'll just go back up to floor number 3 and then stop after that. How many revive charges? 14 on the Epo, 11 on the other one. Fanaticism. We don't like that. Merc's dying. Alright, he wants to really charge at those guys. Let's draw them over here. I do need to heal. Can we freeze those guys? We can freeze the Decades. Spear cats. Alright, see, nope, no Herald. Yeah, so the way I would do this is go back and get more forward juvies, but alright, I guess we're taking some more revives here. Should be the last room on this floor. See what we got. Spear cats. I'm getting hit, I think, maybe a little bit. Alright, back to floor 3. Alright, now I'll get some more forward juvies. How many do I need? 5. And look at that. Maybe it was good, maybe it wasn't. 300,000? No. I think at this point we used enough charges off both bows. We just use some more runes now. Yeah, it seems about the way to go. I do have 5 ort runes. Alright, level 2. Or we could go to the waypoint. Actually, level 2 might be closer, or this portal might be closer. Do have the air running. I wonder if there's any background noise. Possibly. I don't know. I'll have to check the sound after this video. Hopefully the sound's good. Or decent, I should say. Since I wasn't shooting, maybe you could hear me better. I don't really know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check the sound on the video. My mouth is basically facing directly towards the mic on the phone. Alright, we'll just... I guess if we can't find another Herald, we just cut the video. Ooh, this is not good. Where's my revives? You can't get past the urns. I will say my urn break speed's really fast. Alright, I don't... Ooh, I definitely don't like that room. Our revives are going away. Well, we do have to kill the guy that's reviving all the returns. Oh, God. Oh, God. Alright, let's switch to the Harmony. Freezing arrow this time. Alright, we'll just freeze the shit out of them. I got 9 guys doing one thing or another. There's the Herald right in front. That's good. Stone skin. Hopefully my merc doesn't go near him. Better keep my life points up. Slow missiles just for good measure. Oh, out of mana. Let's do a different angle. Good, the merc's over there fighting. Good job. Second Herald of Terror, and we think we'll get a third one on this floor. We'll go for a third one after this, but after I clear this dungeon, we're going to call it quits. This one turned out being easy. Oh, we got a shard and full plate mail, which is what exactly? Alright, I don't want to... I'll switch off the revives. I need some mana potions. Oh, he's being healed. come down here. Alright, let's get this guy. Alright, let's get that guy. Oh, he could spawn as a Herald. That could be kind of nasty. Kill that guy. And get that guy. Actually, let's wipe out these guys over here. Alright, mana potions, please. What is that full plate mail? Do I want it? Why isn't that guy dying? Oh, because he's one of the Herald's minions. I guess he could drop a, you know, a Sunder Charm, so we better kill him. Is that another one? Need what, Heralds too? Oh yeah, I gotta pick this up. See if I have enough space to pick that up. Yeah. Alright. 6 revive charges. 4. Okay, we're getting dangerously low on arrows on this bow. That room really sucks. I hate coming in from the bottom when I go in that room. I want to go in from the side. We might have to get Art Rune our revive charges. Oh. Alright, let's do this. Oh, there's some arrows. That'll work. Alright, the door's already open. They're all down there. Let's go over here and stop the spawns from coming out. Arrows. Alright, got a couple of decays down here. Alright. Alright, last wing. And then we'll end the video. Maybe I'll just cut it short. Leave some kind of thing in the description saying I didn't find another one after I killed the second one. Unless I do. Alright, we're out of revives. Alright, well, we got 3 charges left. Alright, let's pop in these Art Runes real quick. that? Tancred's armor? Wasn't someone looking for that? Maybe? I don't know. Alright. Time to repair the bow. And repair the other bow. Oh, that jaw rune, by the way, is reserved to find a Cham rune to make the Metamorphosis Druid helmet. That's what I got that reserved for. Alright. Let's clear a path. Oh, he's being healed. Get that merc up here. Oh, we actually ran out of time. Wow, that was 30 minutes. It's going to be a long video. Wonder if they spawned. No, it doesn't look like they spawned as. Wait, that one did. Terrorized? He did. I guess some of them are too far away. Oh well, let's just ID this amulet and see if we can end the video with that. Tal Rasha's amulet. Nope, Vidala's. Alright, well, thanks for watching. I didn't realize that was 30 minutes, but we got 2 Herald of Terror kills with this budget build with Blood Raven's Charge and Harmony Bow just reviving minions. Stay tuned for my next video, and thanks for watching. This was Marky Mark.